My dream is to be a video and social media influencer.
Money, come here. Come right here, right now.
I know how to go viral. I've had 10,000 followers since the 6th grade.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, The Aaron Brown.
I'm pure comedy. Everybody that has ever encountered me told me I was the funniest person they've ever met.
What is wrong with you?
I believe in my talent. I believe I can be a big star. Right now I'm in college on the track scholarship. I run a 200 and 400 meters. Next year I plan on dropping out of college to pursue social media and content creation full time. And my parents really hate that idea. They just don't see the vision. I'm not gonna lie, school is not an option. I just can't do it no more.
You work so hard and you're telling me you just want to throw it all away?
My niche is prank and comedy. In one of my videos, I dressed up in an orange jumpsuit and I ran up to people in the park acting like I just escaped from prison.
Aaron, I can't believe that. You know that's too dangerous.
It's funny, it's a joke.
That is not funny.
A joke gets you in trouble.
Another one of my videos, I acted blind. I went into I'll wear the dark glasses, I'll have the walking stick, and I would trick people on campus and have them believing I'm blind.
So crazy, why are you doing that?
Cause look, it's funny.
But what about real people with handicaps?
They can't even see it. I've already had videos get thousands of views, but to really make it, this needs to be a full-time commitment. With enough eyeballs on me, I think I can be the next Jake Paul or Dave Chappelle. When my parents watch my videos, they just don't see the value in them. They don't believe I have what it takes to be a star. I don't really care what they think. My videos aren't catered to them anyways.
Who said you really have talent? You just listening to maybe 100 people?
I mean, there's more than 100 people. And I know I'm the greatest, and they just don't see it yet. I see social media as a long-term career.
I believe our son, Aaron, is wasting his time being a social media influencer.
Hood Olympics out here.
I don't think Aaron has a real good grip on reality.
I know, and everybody else knows that I'm gonna be a star. I just have the it factor.
Everybody feels like they have the it factor.
No.
Aaron told us that he wanted to drop out of college and become a full-time video influencer.
Ain't no competition. I'm just having fun. Because if it was, I won.
He's at a Division I school. Why would he want to do that?
I think it's stupid. He can't do social media all the time because I'm not going to support that.
He also refuses to get a job. He said he's busy, but I say, busy doing what? Why don't you go ahead and finish your degree?
What do y'all expect me to do after that?
J.O.B., son.
I refuse.
I've seen some of his videos. I think they're dangerous and silly.
This is not my bathtub.
You're going to drop out of that and become a social media influencer.
Yeah, I just prefer doing YouTube because like that's my passion. Once I graduate college, what am I gonna do after that? Like I don't want to work a job.
You said, and I quote, "I'm willing to do absolutely anything to accomplish my dream."
Whatever it takes.
Except get a job.
Oh yeah, except get a job. That's not an option.
Like, I'll do anything to get my dream, except get a job, go to school.
This is my job. I'd rather not have to wake up 9 to 5 today. I'd rather wake up, jump out of my bed, grab my camera. This is Aaron Brown. Y'all subscribe to my channel. I'd rather do that every day than, okay, can I take your order today? I'd rather not be that person.
Yeah, well, so you feel entitled to your parents' money.
I wouldn't say necessarily entitled,
I
but
know you wouldn't say it, but that's what you
don't
think.
say it. Don't say it.
my parents are constantly telling me to get a job, and I refuse to work. I feel like if I'm in school, they should support me financially. If I drop out of school, they should still support me because I'm their child. They had me. I didn't ask to be brought into this world. I went over my credit card limit last month. I don't pay the balance on the card, my parents pay it. I use the credit card to buy props, cameras, lenses, anything that helps enhance my videos. It cost me over $3 grand. When my parents saw the bill, they got pissed and they threatened to cancel my card. They haven't yet, so I'm gonna keep on spending. I'm gonna do anything and everything to avoid getting a job, whether my parents like it or not.
What do you consider making it big?
Well, making it big enough where I can support me, myself, my family financially.
Do you know how the system works?
I do a lot of research.
What did the research tell you?
Well, the research told me that I can make however much money I want to make doing whatever I want to do if I put that amount of work in, and I'm willing to put that work in, so therefore, I'm the next social media star.
I'm going to give the two of you some advice. If you enable him by supporting him when he has a college scholarship and is making his way through life, and you make it possible for him to throw all of that away to make some videos to put up on the internet when he hadn't got any more idea than a goose how to do it or what to do, you are sabotaging him in the worst possible way. Right. You should not give him one thin dime. You are destroying what chance he has for succeeding in life. Don't do it. Now, if he wants to go to college and continue to pursue that, and he wants to make these videos without exploiting other people, then support him if he wants to do that. Help him out. I mean, encourage him. If that's his dream, then sure, I support you. Absolutely, if that's your dream, go for it. I've asked life coach Mike Baer to join us. When somebody starts to pursue a goal behaviorally, there's a formula here, right? You've got to set an attainable goal and identify the steps. You don't just throw everything away and go after this willy-nilly.
You got that right. Any of these influencers on YouTube, I've worked with a lot of them. They all had full-time jobs or went to school full-time, and it took them at least 5 years before they had any momentum. I think you kind of have this story also that getting a job is like such a bad thing and working 9 to 5. And I mean, if you're choosing a career to be an influencer, getting a job in entertainment and media, getting the skills, learning behind the scenes, how it works, the inner workings, is only gonna prepare you to be in a better spot.
I've worked 2 jobs and I just feel like working is not for me. So
but working, listen, I worked at coffee shops. It wasn't for me either. I worked at the YMCA. That wasn't for me either. Yeah. But it's called getting experience so that you become better.
If you drop out, they ain't gonna pay you.
We're done.
And so everybody has a different story, but everybody gets hungry. And if you want some help with setting your goal and figuring out a plan to get it, Mike, you could help him with setting some goals, right?
Absolutely. If we work together and you're willing and open and honest, yeah, we'll make some changes happen.
And the key word is work.
Work. We will work at it.
I have a really hard time being around my mom right now. I have so much hatred towards her. It feels like nothing that I ever do is the right thing in her eyes. I can make my own decisions. I don't need someone constantly hovering over me. You overstep into my life.
Only because we're concerned that you might be dead.
Enough excuse. My mom thinks that I am abusing substances and that I'm gonna end up dead in a ditch. I smoke weed every day to cope with my anxiety and my stress. A couple months ago, I was drinking a whole bottle of vodka every day. Now it's less. I'm drinking 3 to 4 bottles a week. I don't know if I have an alcohol problem or if I just really like to party. I've had some scary blackout events in the past. One time I was driving blackout drunk and ended up on the side of the highway. I feel like my mom is ashamed of me and it makes me spiral out of control. There was an argument that I had with my mom where I almost punched her in the face, and when I walked away I called her a fat mushroom, and I took a glass like this and I threw it at her feet. I was horrified by what I did.
Earlier this year, the court gave me temporary custody of Hope's child. Somebody close to her abused her son and the child ended up in the hospital. Hope is resentful, she doesn't like it, and I think that she feels threatened that her child will love me more than her.
I know it's a good thing that my son isn't in foster care, but it's really hard for me that he's with my mother. It brings out all the negative feelings that I have towards my mother. My mom tells me because I have a son I need to stop drinking and be a better mom. It's infuriating.
Now, would you like for her to stop?
Raising my child?
Yeah.
I'd like him back. I don't want her out of his life, but I'd like him back.
You would like to take custody of your child back today?
Yeah, I would like to take custody back of my kid.
Are you prepared to make the sacrifices necessary to meet the criteria of responsible parenting?
If given the choice, I think I would, yeah. I feel like most of my abandonment issues started when I was dumped into a foster home. Before my mom adopted me, it was a very hard and traumatizing time in my life. I feel like I constantly need to be around friends or else I'll seek a new relationship or validation from a guy. I always end up being in abusive relationships because of that.
I think for the rest of her life, she's going to test me to see if I really love her. And that means treating me awful. I feel sometimes like I'm being punished. Hope has been through so much trauma. It's amazing that she's still standing.
I can't think of a better person to help Hope break this cycle than my dear friend, life coach, Mike Baer. And Mike and I have gone through this whole history. And Mike, there are some deeply entrenched behaviors here that we need to talk about.
There are deeply entrenched behaviors, and none of these behaviors are going to change until you get sober. I don't think you're that motivated to be sober. Would I be right?
I want to be able to have a casual glass of wine without needing to down a whole bottle of vodka. It'd be nice.
Okay, but being that you want to have your kid back, and then on this other side is you having a problem with drinking, would you be willing to stop drinking and doing drugs for a period of time in order to show that you could have your kid back in your life?
Yeah, I would.
So after today, you would immediately stop?
I would, yeah.
He's talking about a really steep hill to climb here. And let me be very clear. At this point, you have the government in your life. You don't have the right to give that child back to her at this point.
That's right.
You sacrificed that decision when the court got involved. When you got awarded temporary custody, it's no longer your decision.
No.
It's now up to the court.
Yeah, it is.
And the court's going to have a forensic psychologist. They're going to look at only what's in the best interest of the child. Yep. And I can promise you that given your history, there's not going to be an occasional glass of wine. You are going to have to modify your life in a major, major way. I have asked what I consider to be the #1 life coach in America to come here with his group from Cass Centers to work with you to help you realign your life, put this back together so you can earn your way back into this baby's life. So this baby doesn't have to go through what you went through. Because you grew up without your mother and your father in your life. And you're now doing the same damn thing to your baby that was done to you. Generational legacy, and it needs to stop right now.
I want it. I do.
Mike, what would you do?
First thing we would do is change our whole demeanor towards all of this. I mean, you're about to lose your kid forever, and you're kind of just like, you know, I'm almost like, did you smoke a bowl today? Did you have a drink? Like, pull it together. Yeah. So the first step we would do is we would get rid of the alcohol. Your house, it looks like it's a weed factory. You have so much pot. I've seen photos. It would be a sober plan. You would be drug tested. I would suggest that your mom, in order for you to see your son, you show proof that you're sober, and we'd set up testing. We'd work with you on your goals, work with your therapist, work on your self-esteem, put together an action plan. And at first, it's going to be really uncomfortable. But if you just say yes and take the hand that we're offering and follow our direction, your life will change. But as soon as you start going, I don't know, it won't work. And that's what I'm saying. We got to show up for this. And if you're willing to show up, I'll show up for you. You with me?
Yeah, I am.
Have you had a better offer?
No. Oh, not really.
If she leans into it, do it. And if she doesn't, let me know, close the door, move on.
Yeah.
You get it?
I get it. I can't do it for her. She has to do it.
That's right. She has to do it, and they're going to help. But she's got to lean into it.
Yep.
Okay.
Is he the next social media superstar?
You said, I'm willing to do anything to accomplish my dream.
Whatever it takes.
Except get a job.
That's not an option.
So you feel entitled to your parents' money. You should not give him one dime.
New Dr. Phil. Check your local listings.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.